Hey guys, welcome back to Get Into It with Jason Hook. With me, your host, Jason Hook. So, I've been away a little bit. I had a cold and Christmas, and let me fix this. My head's still gonna glow, but you know, you guys are used to that by now. Yeah, I've been away Christmas. I had a really nasty cold. I'm still getting over it. We're full-blown Massachusetts winter right now. It's about like 9 degrees outside. Sucks. But let's get into it. So I have a bunch of 10 inches. I just grabbed some random 10 inches out of my shelf. I was going to do a year end. I might do it after the new year because I'm lazy. But let's just get right into it. So the first thing we're listening to is Gordon Solie Motherfuckers. You can barely see it because of the color. Powerbomb Anthems Volume 1. Now this is some awesome hardcore out of Cleveland. Singer Tony sings the Fuck You Pay Me, played bass in Nine Chalks Terror, was in Face Value, Amps to 11. What am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting some, but Cleveland hardcore legend. So this 10 inch came out in 2000. There's the insert here. And then you got lyrics on the back. H100s is a band I forgot, but I never had a chance to see these guys. They were notorious for their shows usually going nuts, fireworks, everything getting thrown around. Tony wrestling someone, like really just insanity. Like this video is all over YouTube. I'll leave it for you guys. This is an early 625 thrash production. I noticed a lot of my 10 inches are on 625, which you'll probably see, but this is Gordon Solie Motherfuckers, Powerbomb Anthems Volume 1. Now since these are 10 inches, I'm probably going to have to flip this one. Maybe we'll get a little bit of another one in before we're done. But, alright, next. We have Boston's own Cut the Shit, Marked for Life. So this came out in 2004 on Gloom Records. Gloom Records had a really, really strong run in the early 2000s. I believe it's no more. I think the label's no more. But it's an insert there. You got the lyrics there. There's no insert or anything. It's a cover. Interesting fun fact. You guys hear me talk about Bones Brigade. That's the bass player for Bones Brigade, Phil, on the cover here. The singer who Cut the Shit was the original singer for Bones Brigade. Cut the Shit and Bones Brigade were going on at the same time. Then he left Bones Brigade and stayed with Cut the Shit for a couple of releases. And then they broke up, but they just ceased to exist. But that's Phil, and he got married the other day, so congratulations, Phil. I don't know if you'll see this, hopefully you will. But this is one of those bands where it's Black Vinyl. If I didn't know the dudes in the band, because this came out during a time I was heavily, I mean, I still am involved in hardcore, but I was going to like every show ever. I would still love this band. Harmed and Dangerous is the name of an LP that came out, I think, a year or two before this, which is a must-own. You should all go and get that. But this is right up there with it. I think this was their last release, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like these guys never got the respect in Boston that they deserved. Like, they'd play Boston, there'd be crowds, and, you know, we'd all go nuts and heckle them and stuff. But then you'd see, like, they would tour and go to California, and it would be like they were playing at, like, an arena. It was crazy, the amount of kids that were there and like diving and going apeshit while they played. But this is Cut the Shit, Marked for Life. That doesn't want to go back in the sleeve. You know, usual problems I have all the time. Mr. Freak. But yeah, they broke up. I want to say this came out in 04. I want to say maybe 05 or 06. I could be wrong. But that's Cut the Shit, Marked for Life out on Gloom. You guys should all look up Gloom. They had like I said, they had a big run, put out some absolutely classic releases in the early 2000s. Next we have Possessed Escape, Volume 2. The first one was an LP. This one's a 10 inch. Again, it's on 625 thrash. 4 bands on here. ETA from Sweden, Life Set Struggle, which are from Ohio. I think it's Toledo. Breakfast, which are from Japan. And Scholastic Death, which are from California. Every band on here had a song about skateboarding, and then maybe a couple other songs. ETA covered "Let's Drink Some Beers" by Gang Green on this. But you know, four-way split 10 inch. Got Breakfast, believe that's Scholastic Death. Life Set Straight. I used to have a shirt with this on it. And then ETA. Just thrashy, fast, hardcore, skateboard influence. You know, other songs like Nihilistic, other songs. Scholastic Death was a thrash band with, I believe it was Max from What Happens Next was in it. But I think some other guys from some other bands. But their songs, like, they have the descriptions of what every song's about with the lyrics. They're really, like, they did that on every release. They did, like, sometimes the descriptions are twice as long as the lyrics. But I couldn't find a link that had the whole comp. It only had the ETA song on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to post below. But it's just black vinyl with a dude ripping a sick grind on the label. Riding the concrete wave, if you will. And again, this was bought at Newbury Comics for those from the New England area. 12/20/02 is when it went on the shelf. It was $9.99. I'm gonna think I probably got this around the time it came out. I probably was looking for it, but that's the Possessed Escape Volume 2. There's the back. Next we have. Sorry guys, I'm battling this cold. A cloud of dust. 3 chords and a cloud of dust. Total Fury. I believe this is a Committed to the Core. This was a 7-inch, and this is a 10-inch pressing of it. And it's on Youth Attack. And these guys are from Japan. They formed in 1994. I don't think they're anymore. They might play me once in a while. But the cool thing about this, too, is on the insert. I don't know if this is going to show up, but it's flowers all in the insert. And then it's got just a standard insert of the live shot and then the lyrics. This is fast, thrashy, hardcore. You can't really make out what he's saying. I know it's sung in English, but it might have a heavy Japanese accent. You can't really make it out. And they blast the songs. There's pretty much no break in between them. And then it's just black vinyl. But the cool thing, again, I don't know if this will come out, but the B-side is an etched flower. And instead of kind of like the insert, it's not going to come up. But that's Total Fury, the Committed to the Core. This is also a 7-inch. I think it might have came out on another. It came out on Busted Heads, which is a label out of Sweden. The 7-inch did, and this is just a Youth Attack pressing on a 10-inch. But that's Total Fury, Committed to the Core. Fast, thrashy, Japanese hardcore. Next we have this Kill Your Idols 10-inch called The Skinnier Years. Now on this, it's a demo tape, and then it's got studio tracks, and then like it's got 2 songs from the first recording they ever did, which I believe, yeah, on the back, 2 stars. It's got a Crackdown cover, Minor Threat cover, an SOA cover, and a Negative Approach cover on here. It's on Vicious Circle Records. I believe this came out. Oh, this came out in 03. I think this has been pressed on another label too. This might be a weird press. And the thing about this that bums me out, and that doesn't really bum me out, but the record itself is like paper thin. It feels like it's going to disintegrate in your hands. I hadn't listened to this one forever. I pulled it out of the shelf. But if you guys know anything about Kill Your Idols, you know they're bigger guys. So The Skinnier Years is a very fitting name for it. But black vinyl. Sleeve's got 2 members. This Gary, that's his singer Andy, kind of drawn on there. These guys are from I believe Long Island. I could be wrong. I don't want to offend anyone. But it's got a little thing in here written by Gary just about what this is. It's kind of long. It's just about, you know, the band, like when they recorded it, how people didn't like it, how some people liked it, playing at CB's. It's a little cool thing. It says right here, although nothing compares to the Minor Threat records, I think Luke did a pretty good job of recreating the old sound of 80s hardcore. And there's a little, like, you know, in memory of on here. And then on the back, it's got the lyrics. And then it's got some live photos where they were taken. Let's see what we got here. ABC No Rio in 97. CB's in 97, ABC No Rio, CB's, they all had ABC No Rio or CB's in 1997. But it's just like the early recordings of Kill Your Idols. I know they went on to put out a bunch of stuff after this. I've always been a big fan of this band. They actually played a show here, I want to say in October, but I couldn't. I had to go to a wedding in Vermont, so I missed it. I was bummed because I've seen them a handful of times. They're always great live. I saw them with Poison Idea at the Hideaway in Cambridge, probably in the early 2000s. That was the first time I saw them, and then I saw them a bunch of times after that. But they're an awesome band. Check out their other releases. I think they put out like 2 or 3 full lengths and a bunch of 7-inches and splits after this. But this, like I said, this is from 03, I believe. I could be wrong. But it's just a collection of like the demo and some early recordings. And these 10-inch sleeves, let me tell you. Let me tell you. But yeah, it's just a collection of early recordings of Kill Your Idols, The Skin of Your Years. It's got the skull. This was prevalent in all their releases. A bunch of people have this tattooed on them. You know, it's on the sandwich and the thing there. It's not on the candy, though. Anyways, let me flip the record. I got not much left, so. The thing with my record player, too, in 10 inches is that the auto needle doesn't read it, so I got to do a needle drop. So, pardon me if I jump into a song already. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So, let me get back here. So, the next thing I have here is the Extortion Loose Screws 10-inch. Extortion is a band out of Australia, I believe. It's just power, violence-y, hardcore, very like Infest influenced. The best thing about this record is the majority of their records are the cover art somewhat similar. You can tell the same artist did it. Usually, sometimes it's a face, or you can tell it's by the same artist. But yeah, this is like just very power violent sounding. It's on red vinyl. I might have wrote down something about that. Oh, there's only 100 of these. Oh well. I don't know where I got this thing. Maybe I might have mail ordered it. I'm not sure. But this came out in 2010. You just get a lyric sheet here. But if you, I know Ross Hodo loves this band. I don't know. Do you have one of these, Ross? Let me know. But yeah, this is like just a punch you in the face, brutal. Push you over and take your wallet. Nasty, split your head open and pull your teeth out one by one. Power violence hardcore from Australia. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 song 10-inch on Deep Six and Resist. Resist is out of Australia. Deep Six is the label out of the US, which has put out great stuff. But that's Extortion Loose Screws. Next we have, this will be my only Christmassy thing, is this Joey Ramone Christmas Spirit 10-inch. It's got 5 songs on it. Christmas, Baby Please Come Home, Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight, Spirit of My House, Don't Worry About Me, which was a Joey Ramone original, and my favorite Joey Ramone cover of all time, What a Wonderful World. This was a record store day in 2014. I think this originally came out in 2003, maybe. But it's probably on red vinyl too. Yeah, it's red vinyl. Red vinyl for the Christmas season. I pulled this out because my friends and I have talked about it repeatedly over and over again. But his version of What a Wonderful World is just one of my favorite cover songs of all time. I can jam it. The video is kind of corny, but I remember when I saw this, I had to grab it because I had that on it. I pretty much just bought it for that one song. It says it's kind of 10/8/15. It was put on the shelf, but it's a 2014 record store day. I know. Christmas Spirit in My House. I'm sorry, that's the name of it. But that's a Joey Ramone solo. Rest in peace. What would be a get into it without some sort of Ramones related thing I've noticed in my last few videos. But yeah, and then the ornament here is Joey Ramone 51 to 2001. So this definitely came out after he passed. I think the original one came out after he passed too. Then speaking of previously mentioned, here's the Infest Mankind 10-inch on Deep Six and Draw Blank Records. This came out in 2006. What this is the original 7-inch with 4 extra songs on it. It might be live songs, I'm not sure. I listened to it the other day. I'm having a Space Cadet moment. But you got a pretty simple just insert here, you know. And then you got lyrics on the back. Let's see if it's... Yeah, it doesn't really say on the back. It just says, just lyrics in the songs. This record's fucking awesome. I mean, Infest is awesome. Band I thought I'd never see. I've seen them 3 times. Who would have thought? But it's just black vinyl, but you got the Joe photo on the insert here. Then the Draw Blank and Deep Six joint release. You got them on the B side. Excuse me. And on the spine it says, Clothed beasts, untamed tamers, warmonging race, two-legged earth rapers. Evolution stops, regression begins. Mankind grovels, soulless hypocrites. So you just got the songs, another photo on the back. But yeah, it's the Mankind. It's a 7-inch and 4 extra songs. I think you can still find this thing relatively easy. I don't know when I got it again. There's no. I wrote down when it came out because I looked it up. But 2006, this came out. So yeah, it says 2006 on this. So I bought it in 06, around there. $9.99. What a deal. But yeah, that's the Infest Mankind 10-inch, just 7-inch, 4 extra songs. And they always seem to, Deep Six always seems to have a similar, like, you know, track listing and like how they do their ads and stuff. So that's cool too if you guys didn't know. Next we have this is a band called The Control. This is on Plus Minus Records, which is out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. $6 postpaid. This is pretty beat up. I think I might have bought this used. Again, a long time ago, I'm assuming. Just trying to keep my voice here for you. I don't know much about this band. I know they released a couple records after this. I think they kind of changed up their sound a little bit in the other records, if I remember. But you see like a dude rocking a Void shirt. I believe that's a Discharge shirt. But they were doing like hard, you know, straight edge. But they're doing like hardcore with like a scream vocal. And I think they came a little bit more moshy later on. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I listened to, like again, I listened to this the other day. So, but it just came with a 2000 winter catalog here. Let's see what other bands are on Plus Minus. Oh, they're from Buffalo. I should have just read this. But you got Intensity, 11 Treepin, Varsity. I remember Varsity. Next to Nothing with a 2. Earth Mover. So you get the hint. Earth Mover. But let's see what we can find out about The Control that I pretended like I didn't know. Older kids from Buffalo, New York playing older style hardcore. Hard to pin down, it's melodic yet gritty in the vocals and distortion, so it would actually be better to point out that the meticulous attention to catchy songwriting, but there's still plenty of raw power to back it up. Elements of different famous names can be referred to, but we'll take it as a good sign that they can't be pegged as a clone of any specific band, region, or era. Just great up-tempo hardcore punk. Living up to the definition but not confined by it, the band as a unit has only been playing shows for a year at this point, but they have a damaged list of black eyes, knocked out front row spectators, and bash gear a mile long. Something to behold for sure. Twice as much aggro as on the record. Another EP is in the works. So this came with, the insert here is cool. It says The Control, and it opens like this. You get all the lyrics and thank you. And then on this side is just some live shows with the logo. And the thing about this, like, I didn't really look it up, but this is a cool, like, split yellow and blue. And if it says if it's catalogs from 2000, I'm assuming the record came out around 2000. Maybe it's 99, 2000, no later than 2000. But this is a self-titled 10-inch for The Control. Next I have another band here, No Time Left, which were, these guys were from Amherst, New York. This came out in 2003, another 625 thrash release. This was like a thrashy hardcore band that really incorporated like some rock riffs to it, but not like in a corny way. I saw them once and they were pretty awesome. I know they put some other stuff out too. But you ever notice that 10 inches could usually have these manila sleeves, but it's just black vinyl. I'm all over the place now. The No Time Left logo. I remember I think I had a CDR that I picked up when I was on tour that was like demos or something. Or like, that maybe became this. But the first song on here, Indentured Servitude, is a fucking ripper. Some lyric sheets, some photos. But this is 2003, 625 thrashcore. Maybe I'll throw it on because I know this record's almost over. pull that out. I'll throw this on in a minute. So, next what I have here is, I got a little bit of time so I can get into this because the layout on this needs to be shown off. This is the Charles Bronson Youth Attack 10-inch. So this is a Euro pressing. I don't know how many there are. It might say on the back, but this is a European pressing for this record. This was an LP that came out in 1997 on Laguna Armada Records, which is run by the singer of Limpress and Los Crudos. But this version's on Coalition, which is out of Dutch. But so you got that, you know, Charles Bronson. In the back you got the lyrics, got some like who was in the band. You know, RIP September 94 to August 97, Euro pressing. You know, long live nothing. But it says on the back, warning, material intended for youth. This masterpiece not for sale to anyone old, and under no circumstances are they to view it, possess it, or form a circle pit to the onslaught contained herein. So this, Charles Bronson are out of Illinois. I think it's DeKalb, I'm going to say it wrong. They played like a fast, spazzy hardcore. The vocals are a little bit more high-pitched. Some people say they're power violence. Musically, they got the power violence influence. The lyrics are a little more high-pitched. Mark McCoy, who actually runs Youth Attack Records, is in a million bands. He's going to be in one of the last records I show you guys tonight. Went on to after Charles Bronson. So they were around for about 4 years. It was 94 to 97. I don't know. 94 to 97, these guys were around. I'm trying to think how many songs you get on here. Looks like you get 20 songs, so they're fast. It's 38-second song, like just blasts of screaming and yelling. There's two covers on here. There's a Necros cover. They covered IQ 32, and a Husker Du cover. They covered Punch Drunk. There's also, they put out a CD called The Complete Discography in the year 2000, which has everything they ever recorded on it. And I believe I have like old CD-ROM-ish days. You can put it in your computer, and it's got a live set on it, and a fat book with all the lyrics and the pictures of the inserts. So if you guys find that, I think 2 CDs, you should definitely check it out because it's awesome. I can't find mine. I know it's somewhere. I think I had to buy it twice because I broke one copy or lost it. This came with just a little ad for Coalition about stuff that was coming out. It came with this, like, you know, me as Jason the Completist, this cool Charles Bronson vinyl sticker that was still in there. The record itself is just on black vinyl and it's covered in dust. But it's just Charles Bronson. Arena Rock with like a little photo of Charles Bronson on the back. In between a lot of these songs is sound bites and sound clips from movies. It's Charles Bronson sound clips. And then if you open it up, it comes with this huge poster insert, which I'm going to show, but you won't be able to read because I can barely read it myself. But it's Charles Bronson Youth Attack. It's got all the songs, and all the lyrics are handwritten. So it's like they're really small. Like I can't. I think I'm getting older. But there's also like little comments in here. Lyrics to song 8 written prior to those of song 14. No duh. So much for cohesiveness. Fuck it all. That is. Accept the technology to make more records and the stereos to play them on. And then it's got upcoming releases where there's a bunch of stuff written. It's got this whole thing here. I can barely read these. Had to listen to your record with a little drawing and some stuff written out, like a little like almost like a manifesto. They thank people, song topics we planned on covering before we kick the bucket, and then there's a list of stuff which I can barely read. Much apologies to the nice people that booked us on an awesome tour we never went on. We promise to never do that ever again. Sloppy layouts by your mom. Smoking cigarettes sucks, the one-eyed transfer mouse. But yeah, it's a like you can sit here and just read this while you listen to the record. All spelling errors done on purpose and that's spelled wrong. And then a fake mailbag here. My mom threw all my Charles Bronson records out because you guys say the word fuck like 1,000,000 times in every song. She also makes me close my eyes for supper prayer, and I got zits now because of it all. Jean from Marshalltown, Iowa. Dear Jean, no. Just says no. But yeah, so that's the Charles Bronson Youth Attack 10-inch. It was an LP. It's been pressed a bunch of times. If you can't find this, you can always find that CD like I told you about. It should be easy to find. So I'm just going to put this record on before I show the last one, and then we're going to be out of here. All right, I'm back. So this is No Time Left. So the final thing, I know I lied and said I was doing 10 inches, but it's actually a 9-inch. This is the Oath Corporate Culture 9-inch. This is actually limited to 200. This is done for a Japanese tour. You can see Japanese writing. The original cover, you probably make out what's going on right there into the lady's mouth, but looks like they kind of covered. I don't know if they couldn't get away with it, but I do have a regular version of this as a 10-inch with a regular cover. Black vinyl. And it comes with a booklet. It has a bunch of photos in it I can't show because someone will probably flag me on YouTube. So I'll just show this to give you the hint. But they're all kind of edited. Edited in a way so you can see what's going on, but you can't. Various, I can show this. Picture of the beach and then this lyrics. But it's various artistically done people in several stages of coitus. If that makes any sense. But yeah, this is the Japanese tour that they put out. I mean, this is a 2001. Now, Mark, the singer from Charles Bronson, who I just talked about, went on to sing in this band. This band also had members who were from overseas. How that Charles Bronson 10-inch that I showed you guys, that's on Coalition. The guy from Coalition actually plays guitar in this band too. And he was in that band Main Strike, if straight edge kids remember. But so this was 2001. I don't know when I got it. $7.99 Japan Press. So I picked it up somewhere. It wasn't bad. But that's the Das Oath Corporate Culture 9-inch. Just fast blast of hardcore. Same vocal delivery as Charles Bronson, but the music's a little bit more spazzy, a little bit more tighter. That's all I got for tonight. Wow, I made a shorter video than I've been doing. But I got a bunch of stuff coming. I got a bunch of stuff already here, so I got stock for videos in the future. And I'm going to do this too. My buddy got this for me for Christmas. It's the Virgil action figure that comes with the Virgil WWE Superstar banner, which I think is awesome. This is probably for the wrestling nerds. Most of you guys probably shut this off now. With Virgil on the bed. That's why I told him I'd show that. So what's up? What's up, Dana? But anyways, I got stuff I've ordered. I've got stuff I picked up at stores. I got a couple records for Christmas from people. So I got plenty of material for videos. So I'll probably see you guys after the new year. If not, everyone have a great new year. I hope you had a really awesome holiday. And you can't get rid of me. Colds and coldness outside and work just, you know, they can't beat me down, man. Positive hardcore. But thanks for watching.